FBI Director Wray and DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz. This is Senator Leahy of Vermont, a good Democrat, and I just am appalled. I am absolutely, positively appalled by something I want to explain to everyone. On Anthony Weiner's laptop, which, by the way, I believe the New York FBI field offices, they went ahead and they leaked information. Okay? They were a bunch of leakers. And along with the classified information that the Judicial Watch had the audacity to discover, and Comey had the audacity to ruin the election because Hillary engaged in such illegal and corrupt behavior, I find it very difficult to understand. I'm Patrick Leahy. I find it very difficult to understand why the media was notified of this, and I just want to let you know something. I'm a fuddy-duddy. I am an old fart. And if I can just see here, let me get my glasses going. Donald J. Trump tried to go ahead, and he tried to allude to the fact that this was important when nobody should have known. And on Anthony Weiner's laptop, by the way, Mr. Wray, did you know that when the FBI was leaking the information to swing the election towards Trumpy, there was a song, I touch myself, I love myself, I want you to love me. This was on Weiner's laptop. Can you believe this? Can you believe this insanity? So before we get to the fact that Hillary Clinton transferred 18 classified emails, and oh, by the way, Lisa Page also sent anti-Trump text messages to Andrew McCabe. I'm Senator Leahy, and I want to ask you, Mr. Wray, do you think it was important for Comey to notify the entire planet of classified emails on a laptop, classified emails from Clinton's server that emanated, that transferred, that grew wings and went into Huma Abedin's phone and then got transferred to Anthony Weiner's laptop for convenience purposes to print out, since Clinton doesn't know how to print? And then on this laptop, along with the United States classified intelligence, I'm Senator Leahy right now, there's this, I love myself, I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me. I search myself, I want you to find me. I forget myself, I want you to remind me. Can you believe? Can you believe that this was on Weiner's laptop and the whole world was notified because of stupid Comey? And who the heck told Giuliani about this? I don't want anyone else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anyone else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Mr. Horowitz, do you have anything to say about Weiner's laptop along with Clinton's emails and this cryptic message, oh no, you're the one who makes me come running. I close my eyes and I see you before me. I love myself. I want you to love me. Mr. Senator Leahy, this is Christopher Wray. I don't know anything about I love myself. I want you to love me. That's not my job. But I can tell you one thing. When we found out that Anthony Weiner was loving himself and receiving classified intelligence from Hillary Clinton, I can tell you that when he was loving himself, We've taken steps, anti-love yourself measures at the FBI. FBI employees are no longer able to touch themselves during investigations, and we've had a 3-tier, 4-pronged, 5-layered, 6-crusted system that we're going to implement right now, and you can see that people are not going to touch themselves anymore. And classified intelligence will not be transferred to any location where people can touch themselves, touch others. You know, that we take touching people touching themselves very seriously. And I can tell you right now that we take all of this very seriously at the FBI. And can I just go ahead and please interrupt you? Did Comey touch himself? Because it seemed that he enjoyed letting everyone know. And this is Donald J. Trump tweet. It basically helped Donald J. Trump win the election. So if you get the irony of the Inspector General report, I'm Senator Leahy. The irony is that in reality, all of Clinton's crimes that were illegal were publicized through leaks. And that actually helped Trump because of her crimes that were publicized. Why were they publicized? And if you can explain also, what does this mean on Anthony Weiner's laptop, along with 18 classified emails that Judicial Watch found? I close my eyes and I see you before me. Think I would die if you were to ignore me. A fool could see just how much I adore you. I get down on my knees. I'll do anything for you. Now, this also was found on the Strzok page texts. Is that not right, Michael Horowitz? I am Michael Horowitz. I'm not going to. I'm gonna pretty much tell you that anything that hurts the Democratic Party, I won't. I'm not gonna just. I'm just gonna tell you what they did. It is true that they there was so much classified intelligence in Clinton's server, we couldn't find a jury in America because most Americans don't have special access program, top secret intelligence clearance. And she had all of that on her emails. So we found that to be non-biased. That was not biased. But we found that it was just not biased. Also, the text messages that we also found regarding there were some text messages that said, "I hope Trump burns in a flaming ball of fire in a meteor crash." Not biased, because we couldn't sense the intent that they really wanted Trump to burn in a flame of meteor fire. Well, thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Horowitz. I can tell that. You know you're being honest. So basically, 385 people. Thank you so much for watching. And what can I tell you, Brooke? Thank you. Hilarious. Oh, and it was hilarious. Brooke, thank you so much. I want to thank everyone, super chat, everybody watching. What can I tell you? The issue here is that this is all hilarious. And the fuddy-duddies, the old farts, and let me tell you something. I appreciate and I love. You know what? I'll keep going. I'll keep doing the shtick in a second. But it's so hilarious that all of this is taking place because you have a situation where you have, and I respect and love and admire and appreciate the wisdom found from people who are older than me. Because let me tell you something. I know 80-year-olds. I've known 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds who were younger than me when I knew them. They had a younger heart, and they were more upbeat than people. But when you talk about, like, for example, Anthony Weiner's computer was filled with him, the Divinal song X-Rated. I love the Divinal song, by the way. If you're a 90s person, you know it. But and Senator Leahy and all the other Democrats were asking initially, well, how come Comey wrote the letter? Because if you read the Inspector General report, they knew about this in September. There were hundreds of thousands of emails transferred from Clinton's computer that said state.gov. There was also Clinton Foundation emails. I've explained that. That's in the IG report. That's in the IG report. And you have people now, they've tried to flip it. And I knew that they would try to do some kind of like judo or jujitsu or some kind of move where they use the opponent's, whatever, momentum against them. And so they're like, haha, Comey's letter swung the election. It wasn't Comey's letter. It was Weiner. I touched myself. His laptop, his porno laptop that had classified U.S. intelligence. So this is Judicial Watch. I'll just go ahead really quickly. 18 classified emails, Weiner laptop. So in addition to the special access program intelligence she had, Judicial Watch, 18 classified emails found on Weiner's laptop. This is Fox News. Judicial Watch, at least 18 classified emails found on Weiner's laptop. How hard is that to understand? Then if you go on Paul Sperry's page, right here, Paul Sperry is a brilliant, brilliant journalist. He's at the forefront of all of this. In addition to Tom Fitton, Paul Sperry. Developing. Why was Strzok? Okay, hold on. Why was Strzok briefly taken off the Russia investigation in early 2017, and then reassigned back to it, and then eventually taken off of it? Lisa Page sent similarly anti-Trump text messages to her boss, Andrew McCabe, yet the IG has withheld these texts from the public. Why? Lisa Page sent anti-Trump text messages to her boss, Andrew McCabe? You mean to tell me Lisa Page sent text messages to Andrew McCabe? You mean to tell me she was stooping McCabe? Hello? Hello? How many people are these people stooping? Why would she be sending anti-Trump text messages to the number 2 at the FBI? This is Paul Sperry. Let's talk about Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin is the man. People say, oh, you're infatuated with Lee Zeldin. No, I'm not. I'm just saying he's a good congressman from New York. All right, this is unbelievable. I'm just going to go ahead, and I have to share this article really quickly on Twitter. This is a New York Magazine article. Did you know that President Obama? Here's the article. Report: Obama administration handed child migrants over to human traffickers. That's New York Magazine. Child migrants over to human traffickers. This is New York Magazine. Right? This is abiding by YouTube policies, 100%. Obama administration handed child migrants over to human traffickers. January 29th, 2016. January 29th, 2016. This can no way, shape, or form be misconstrued as a conspiracy theory or something that is, against YouTube policies. I am putting I'm just tweeting this out, actually. This is unbelievable. And it's just unbelievable when you think about it. The United States government has placed an unknown number of Central American migrant children into the custody of human traffickers after neglecting to run the most basic checks on these so-called caregivers. So tell me again how this is actually worse than what's taking place, which I'm against. So I let somebody in the entertainment industry know how I feel regarding his thoughts. And here's the New York Magazine article. New York Magazine, very respected on the left. Very respected. I will make sure to put that in the description section. Here it is again, New York Magazine. The article was written by Eric Levitz. In the fall of 2013, tens of thousands of unaccompanied minors traveled to the U.S. southern border. At least 6 of those children were eventually, So local law enforcement uncovered the operation last year, prompting the Senate. Wow. At least 6 of those children were eventually resettled on an egg farm in Marion, Ohio, where their sponsors forced them to work 12 hours a day under threats of death. This is the moral, by the way. So really quickly, I apologize for getting into this, but I'm so tired of people. I'm so tired of people who are like, oh my God, Obama is so much more moral. They don't read. They don't do a simple Google search. You can't get worse than what Obama did. Separating children from their families, wrong. Should never have happened. Trump should, stop it just in terms of an executive order, in my view. But what's worse than that? You want to know what's worse than that? What's worse than that is letting children go into the arms of human traffickers. And that's according to New York Magazine. So if you go ahead and quote from a reputable source, you're abiding by YouTube policies. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue with... It's just, I can't stand this nonsense. And this is exactly why Republicans are going to keep control of the House and Senate. Because you cannot stand on a moral high ground when you've done worse. When you've done a lot worse. In addition to that, the charade called the IG report, I'll put that below in the description after, and I tweeted this out. I'll send this out again. This is New York Magazine. So anyway, it's just unbelievable that people are so quick to forget. It's the Obama years are like ancient history to people. They're literally like ancient history. And the same publications that can't stand Trump, are the same publications that chronicled Obama's just depraved behavior. But let's go ahead really quickly. So IG report, it's just unbelievable. Also, McCabe used Strzok's mistress to bypass chain of command to monitor. So this is an interesting Daily Caller article. McCabe used Strzok's mistress to bypass chain of command to monitor Clinton probe. Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe used Peter Strzok's mistress, Lisa Page, to get information on the FBI probe into investigation of Clinton's private server. McCabe used Page to circumvent the official chain of command. Other Bureau officials took issue with the decision. Then Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, this is a Daily Caller article, tasked the mistress of lead agent Peter Strzok to stay apprised of the probe into Hillary Clinton's private server, a decision that other Bureau officials took issue with at the time. Why? Also, because he should have been recused from the very beginning. His wife received $700,000, and he received $1 million. McCabe was supposed to be insulated from the probe by two levels of management. Strzok worked for counterintelligence head Bill Priestap, who worked for national security head Michael Steinbach, who reported to McCabe. However, Strzok communicated about the probe with his mistress, Lisa Page. This is in the IG report. I spoke about this in one of my live streams. She was going directly to Andrew McCabe. And then what takes place is that Andrew McCabe gets thrown under the bus. See, Andrew McCabe, if they just indicted him, and there's a criminal referral, so the more anger and resentment and fury from the Republican side of the divide, the greater the chance, the greater the likelihood, eventually McCabe will get indicted, and then eventually Clinton will get indicted. You can't continue to just go ahead and continue to commit crimes with evidence. There's no evidence for Trump's crimes. The evidence is the PP dossier. It's not evidence. Even when they asked James Comey under oath, this is testimony. They're like, "Well, did you know who leaked the Steele dossier?" He's like, "No, it's not even a classified document. Why would I care?" But and he used it for Trump Russia. But this is okay. So the report says Lisa Page, who was special counsel to McCabe, became involved in the mid-year investigation after McCabe became the deputy director in February 2016. Page told the OIG that part of her function was to serve as a liaison between the mid-year team and McCabe. Page acknowledged that her role upset senior FBI officials, but told the OIG that McCabe relied on her to ensure that he had the information he needed to make decisions. Unbelievable. So then now you have also the issue of what's taking place right now. Christopher Wray and it's just another unbelievable. This is Sean Davis. The FBI is still employing Peter Strzok, which is unbelievable. We will not hesitate to hold people accountable. That's what Christopher Wray says. Yes, yet he's hesitating. You cannot hold her criminally liable and stop him. Lindsey Graham explaining how FBI's exoneration of her was directly tied to anti-Trump animus. So Lindsey Graham is the testosterone shots are working. You can't hold her criminally liable and stop Trump. That's the whole point. Lindsey Graham to Christopher Wray and to Horowitz, and they just, of course, slithered out of the actual logic of the statement. You can't go ahead and stop Trump. We'll stop him. You can't, and he says that. You can't stop Trump if you're going to do what's right and actually indict Clinton. And I want to thank everyone for watching. We have 720 people. Go ahead, tweet this out if you can. If you could do me a favor, tweet this out on Facebook, let people know, on Instagram, whatever, on Gab, Minds, Steam it. Let people know that this live stream is ongoing. And I want to thank everyone
all the people, especially the people on the super chat that contribute to this channel, thank you so much. You allow me to go ahead and do my HA After Dark segments. Everyone watching, Boston, Texas, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And I love you guys also. Sean Davis is also a fantastic, fantastic journalist. This is Devin Nunes. Can anyone tell me who the DOJ lawyer is that speaks French via text in the IG report? This will this will save a lot of time in the hearings this week, so my colleagues won't have to ask this question. Unbelievable. The Senate hearing so far, you can get caught up with half-eaten human head in your mini fridge at the FBI and not get in trouble. Oh my God. That might be true. Jordan Skaktil is a fantastic journalist. Wow, IG Horowitz is insinuating the FBI tried to hide texts from them. Wow. Horowitz said he had to use military tech from DOD to uncover more Strzok page texts. Wow. He's a great journalist. Katie Pavlich. Inspector General Horowitz just essentially said his office believes Peter Strzok and gang joined the special counsel investigation because of their bias against Trump. So again, this is very obvious. What they did was simply say that Strzok was biased, but the FBI wasn't. But 35,000 people weren't in charge of key decisions for the Clinton email and the Russia probe. And by the way, the only reason they engaged in a Russia probe was to counterbalance Clinton's emails. That's the point. So it served as a counterbalance. And you have a situation here where it's just unbelievable. Let's see if I can go ahead and get this live. And it's just oh, here. It's Toyota's red. Senate Judiciary Committee holding a hearing. The Justice Department Inspector General and the Justice Department on the FBI's handling of Hillary Clinton's email investigation. If you think that, oh, you know, HA, she's not going to get indicted, it's June 18th, 2018. We're still in the first inning. We're still in the first inning of this ballgame. So we're nowhere closer in terms of finding out how she transferred the intelligence, the special access program intelligence, than we were on March 2nd. Ted Cruz. Interesting.
Is the FBI in possession of the emails referred to by Mr. McCabe of the deputy director being aware of and authorizing leaks to the press?
The same answer, unfortunately.
Let me ask you, Mr. Wray, how seriously would the FBI treat the matter of the director of the FBI perjuring himself before the Senate Judiciary Committee?
Well, Senator, as the current director of the FBI testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee, I take the obligation to tell the truth extremely seriously, and I would...
So he's basically saying, are you going to go ahead and indict McCabe?
Expect our organization to do so as well.
Well, I would hope you would take as seriously the fidelity to law of prior directors. And one or the other is not telling the truth. I don't know which one.
And now he's basically saying it's either McCabe lying or Comey lying. Either Comey allowed, this is live right now. I'll put the live link also on here. It's a super the chat here. He's either saying one or the other is lying. That's it. Thank you, everybody who's watching. And it's just unbelievable. By the way, if you want to support this, my live streams, everybody in the super chat, thank you so much for your contributions and support.
Is telling the truth and which one is lying. But if there are email indicia that either demonstrate Deputy Director McCabe was telling the truth or Director Comey was telling the truth. This committee and the American people need to know. And simply saying an ongoing investigation means we'll never know who lied to this committee. That's not acceptable, I believe, either to this committee or to the American people.
Senator, one of the central takeaways from the Inspector General's report that's at issue today is the importance of following long established norms.
So Horowitz instantly goes into doublespeak. So Cruz basically said, look, Cruz basically said, who's lying? We want to know. We want to find out who's lying. And you can't just hide behind ongoing investigations. And the instant answer was, well, you know, what can we tell you? It was long-standing norms, long-standing procedures. So they always appeal to bureaucracy. It's all they do is appeal to bureaucracy. They just appeal and appeal to bureaucracy. Thank you, D. Velasquez. Thank you. I absolutely support veterans. Losing 22 of our heroes a day is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Check out rescue22foundation.org and on Facebook. Thank you, D. Velasquez. And definitely everybody check out rescue22foundation.org on Facebook. Just Google Rescue 22 Foundation if you can't find it. Thank you to everybody in the super chat. Thank you, D. Velasquez. This is just unbelievable, too. By the way, HA Second Amendment. I had a Father's Day mag dump. No, I'm not talking about John Brennan's poo-poo dossier. It's I unload and shoot 40 rounds safely and responsibly at a local range, rifle range outside Los Angeles. And by the way, everyone there is either a veteran or somebody going into the military. One of the guys there is going into the military. Almost all the staff, or at least the staff that I'm working with, the instructors, they're wonderful former military veterans, and they're just absolutely wonderful. And it's just so great. I go there, and it's just wonderful, safely and responsibly enjoying my Second Amendment right. And I know that veterans are there enjoying their Second Amendment rights as well. And it's just awesome. I am not a veteran, obviously. I've never been in the military, but I respect and I just admire the people that I've met who are veterans. And especially the guys, the instructors at the local rifle range, just really, really awesome people. So check that out. That's actually in the description section. My HA Father's Day AK-47 Magnum, California legal.
In the department, which includes commenting on pending matters in front of Congress or otherwise publicly. And so I don't believe that it would be appropriate for me, no matter how tempted I might be, to answer your question.
So Christopher Wray is saying, I think it was Christopher Wray now, is saying, well, it's a pending matter, and we can't tell you who lied. We can't tell you if McCabe lied. We can't tell you if Horowitz, if Comey lied, because it's a pending matter. And my goodness, we just can't tell you. Don't you know? We just can't tell you at all. By the way, tweet this out, send this out on Facebook. We have 730 people. Let's get this to 1,000. I had 1,000 the other night. In like the middle of the night. It was amazing.
To deviate from those norms, and one of my first acts as director.
Director Wray, let me understand which pending matter you're referring to. Clinton email matter is closed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, there's no allegation.
He has to think about that. It's not closed.
Under the scope of the special counsel. This has nothing to do with Russia collusion or anything else. This is a question of did the director of the FBI perjure himself to this committee? That's not within special counsel Mueller's jurisdiction, is it?
Whether the director of the FBI, I don't know what's fully within the scope of special counsel.
Well, you're declining to answer a question because you say there's an ongoing investigation. I'm trying to understand what investigation arguably covers the emails demonstrating whether or not the director of the FBI committed perjury?
And I can't answer that question without describing an ongoing investigation.
So it's your position.
So he Cruz is Pauline, thank you. Pauline, can you help this Army veteran who served a decade in South Korea become President Trump's U.S. ambassador to Korea? Well, I don't know what I could do, but I think that would be definitely credentials to be an ambassador. Absolutely. But Pauline, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in the super chat. So basically, Comey is, Cruz is taking him to task. It's fantastic, actually. Cruz is basically saying, okay, you're hiding behind an ongoing investigation. Who lied, McCabe or Comey? And if there's an ongoing investigation regarding McCabe or Comey, let me know. And Wray is like, well, I can't answer because of an ongoing investigation, but there's no ongoing investigation.
You're not going to describe any investigation, but you'll decline to answer any questions because there might be some investigation that might implicate it?
No, what I'm testifying to is that the questions you're asking, I know for a fact, implicate matters that I can't describe without implicating an ongoing investigation.
All right, let's shift to Mr. Horowitz.
So there's an ongoing investigation. There's an ongoing investigation when it means that Christopher Wray has to answer who's lying, McCabe or Comey. When asked about an ongoing investigation, the investigation vanishes. There's no ongoing investigation. So Christopher Wray has said two things at once, and very confidently, and believes two things at once, which is fantastic.
Let's go a little bit deeper into the issue you brought up with Senator Coons about the potential bias in the investigation.
Jamie King, thank you.
Your conclusion
Love New York, thank you.
That the agents involved in the conduct, quote, brought discredit to themselves.
You know, let me tell you, supporting Trump in LA or New York, you're doing the right thing in terms of, because I'm voting Trump 2020. And so I want to thank Jamie King. Thank you to everybody in the super chat. But you support Trump because we're told, oh, it's the lesser evil. You want a Democrat who is a neocon, who wants regime change? You who loves Comey, who loves McCabe, who sets up GoFundMes for these people, who is against peace between North and South Korea, who hates a good economy, who wants, like Bill Maher, a recession, who says F Trump like De Niro, Robert De Niro, right before peace talks, historic peace talks. I don't know what De Niro has with peace between North and South Korea. But thank you, Jamie King. I appreciate that.
So doubt about the FBI's handling of the investigation and impacted the reputation of the FBI. There were approximately 15 full-time agents and analysts staffed on this investigation. Is that correct?
I don't, as I sit here, I'm not sure the exact number. It could well have been that number. It was a lot and probably a range.
And Deputy Assistant Director Peter Strzok was assigned to the investigation in August of 2015 and was placed in charge of supervising the day-to-day operations.
Well, my understanding is he was, in essence, leading the investigation.
The agent leading the investigation, is it true that during the period of the investigation in late 2015 and in 2016, when Mr. Strzok was in charge, he used an FBI device to call President Trump a, quote, effing idiot, although I don't believe he abbreviated it, a loathsome human, and a disaster?
Correct.
Did he also say multiple times that Donald Trump, quote, cannot be president?
Correct.
And on August 6, 2016, when FBI counsel Lisa Page said to Strzok that, quote, maybe you're meant to stay where you are because you're meant to protect the country from that menace, meaning President Trump, did Mr. Strzok reply that I can protect our country at many levels?
He did.
And 2 days later, when counsel Lisa Page asked Mr. Strzok whether Donald Trump would ever become president, did Strzok reply, quote, no, he's not, we'll stop it,
Correct.
And is it true that there are many similar statements by Mr. Strzok in the report?
That's correct. And indeed, you could go on to August 15, 7 days later, which was of concern to us as well, referencing an insurance policy.
Now, according to the report, beyond Mr. Strzok and Lisa Page, there were at least 3 other FBI employees involved in the Hillary Clinton.
So he's just going ahead and, like, basically ripping them apart.
Email investigation that showed animus. For example, they called President Trump an effing idiot again, and they called his supporters a slur for the intellectually disabled that I won't repeat in this committee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Does any of that conduct give one confidence in fairness or impartiality in the enforcement of justice?
I think it undercuts confidence.
It undercuts confidence.
Now, you referred to former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop. It's correct that the FBI discovered the presence of thousands of emails related to the Clinton investigation on September 27th, 2016. How long did Deputy Director McCabe and Director Comey know about the emails that were potentially relevant to the Clinton administration and do absolutely nothing about it?
So Deputy Director McCabe was aware on September 28th, the next day, and was notified on multiple ways and multiple occasions, as well on September 29. There was follow-up about that by Strzok and others. And between September 29 and October 24, 25, there was no activity by the mid-year team or FBI headquarters. And in fact, it was only reinstigated on October 21 when the New York field office went to the Southern District of New York and said, no one's doing anything about this.
So nearly a month.
Thank you, Mr. Horowitz. And I'll just
thank you, Robin Russell.
If I could, it's unclear exactly what and when Director Comey knew, because there is testimony from Director McCabe, Deputy Director McCabe, that he briefed him on it somewhere in that late September, early October time period. But he also referred to it as a flyby briefing. I think in an area like this, you need to be careful, as I'm guessing Director Wray could testify to. When you're managing 37,000 people, it's unclear whether it's fair to hold someone accountable in that position.
When you're 37,000 people, what does that even have to do with this? So the hilarious part is that Comey is hiding behind McCabe, and even Horowitz has it out for McCabe. All of them have it out for McCabe, which is funny because McCabe is also extremely corrupt and extremely shady and dirty and underhanded. But McCabe briefed Comey on this. Okay, James Comey is like President Obama, and President Obama says, "Oh, you know, I didn't know about the email server." Cheryl Mills told him about the email server right away. I'm sorry. During the WikiLeaks Podesta emails, she said, "Oh yeah, Obama knows. He received emails from Hillary Clinton and didn't say state.gov. He knows. We need to fix this." So the interesting thing is that when McCabe found out, he instantly told Comey, and then Comey said he was never given the information. So that's another hilarious part of all of this. The hilarious part of all of this is that for some reason, they're piling on McCabe at the expense of that in a way that benefits Comey. So I have no idea. How Comey gets away with everything. But this is hilarious.
They only got a flyby brief. So
Oh, it was a flyby briefing. It was a fly-by-night briefing. So if I go ahead and tell you on, you know, what, September 29th, oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton transferred classified intelligence on a porno laptop belonging to Weiner. This is September 29th, Comey. I'm McCabe. This is a flyby briefing. I know you're busy. I know you're busy. Don't want to bother you. You have 37,000 employees, I know. And then McCabe writes the letter. McCabe writes the letter and says, Comey writes the letter and says, oh, you know, we just found out, and I just found it right now. Stupid McCabe didn't tell me. It's just so dumb.
I think you folks can be out of here in 5 minutes. First of all, I'd like to introduce a chronology of events about the Clinton investigation and background.
I love Chuck Grassley.
Into the record to supplement the Inspector General's report without objection. So,
Chuck Grassley is a great person, and I love him. And this is not about this. I really like the guy.
Ordered. I have just one short question for Mr. Wray. Mr. McCabe's attorney said that you can't turn over certain
Thank you, Todd.
emails,
Todd Lath. Thank you.
emails mentioned by
Thank you.
Senator Cruz, because he doesn't have them and because
I appreciate
of
it. Thank you, Todd.
Non-disclosure agreement. We have a copy of that agreement. And
Non-disclosure.
Legally required language to notify the employee of exceptions that protect disclosures to Congress and others.
See, he's talking about non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, if you will.
About this on June 5, and they don't have an answer either. And I think you'll probably tell me I get an answer. I was going to ask you when the FBI is going to respond to my oversight request, but I know you work on that. I have great confidence you can.
Oh my, poor Chuck Grassley, poor guy. He's like, I've been wanting about 1.2 million documents, and you know, I trust you. Even though you've actually betrayed my trust every hour of the day for the past 2 years. I do trust you. There are really good people at the FBI. I'm waiting on the documents, though. When you're ready, I don't want to rush you. When you're ready, when you're fine, just do your thing. It's been about 100 years. You've done nothing but said you're going to give me the documents. I'm waiting. You're like the opposite of the post office: sleet, snow, rain. You don't give anything, even if it's sunshine, beautiful weather. You just don't give any information at all. No documents, no nothing. I can get a person to actually pick the information up if you want. It's just I'll make it easy for you. So I need those documents sometime before the Messiah comes, if that's possible.
Get that information. So, have you informed Mr. McCabe that he is allowed to provide information to Congress? And what steps have you taken to make sure your non-disclosure agreements comply with the law?
So, Senator, Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure I'm aware of all the specifics of the various back and forth on the non-disclosure agreement involving deputy.
So Christopher Wray is like, I don't really care about non-disclosure agreements. If anyone says something I don't want them to say, I'm going to descend upon them. So this is what this is about. Chuck Grassley and Nunes and Lindsey Graham and Trey Gowdy, they've all asked for 1.2 million documents. They're waiting on 1.2 million documents. They've been given 3,000 documents. So Rosenstein is like, here's one document. Go, enjoy. And the DOJ and Sessions is like, 1.2 million? How about 20? Can I give you 20? How about 22? I'll give you 30 documents. That's my final offer. I'm not giving you 1.2 million. Okay, 3,000. I'll give you 3,000 documents. And that's it. It's like a reverse auction. I go lower than anyone else. Yes. So they're waiting on 1.2 million documents. And Chuck Grassley, bless his heart, good guy. But he's like, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm sure everyone's a really good person. I love like the senators left and right. They're just, okay, enough. Okay, we get it. Thank you, Jim Menschel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. What do they? So Chuck Grassley's like, he's begging for documents.
The last I had heard, there was one issue related to this issue, the non-disclosure agreement, that I thought had been resolved. But I also understand that.
So we're listening right now to the live.
I would expect that we would make sure that.
Right now, we're actually listening to the live testimony. This is all live on CBS News right now. I'll just put the link below. Here, right here. This is definitely a bureaucratic mess. Lindsey Graham did do well today. But he has to do well too, because midterms and, you know, the Republicans need momentum, and they're getting momentum from this.
Our agreement is, you know, fully compliant with all the applicable laws. My understanding was that it is, but we will take a hard look to make sure that it is.
Can you respond to that in writing for me?
Absolutely.
Or part of the letter that the information.
I love Chuck Grassley, but I'm just gonna do him right now, and not in a mean way. Could you possibly respond in writing why you haven't given us even one more paper, one more document, more than the 3,000 that we've been asking for, about 1.2 million documents. We need 1.2 million documents, and I'm just wondering if you could go ahead and potentially give that. Maybe one more page? Can you give me one more page?
It's just unbelievable.
Senator requested.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So the record will stay open for a week. A lot of members will have follow-up questions, I'm sure. And I've got a closing statement I'm not going to read. I'll put it in the record. Thank you all for your cooperation. Meeting adjourned.
So that's it. So the meeting's done. Wow. Wowzers. Wowzers. The meeting is adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. The meeting has been adjourned. Okay. All right. Huh. This is Gatorade, though. But you're right, though. I also have this water, Aquafina. I will be here. Thank you, Jonathan. I will be here, and I can't wait to go ahead and... This is just amazing. So what have we learned today? Same thing that I was pretty much telling you in the past couple of live streams, but hello from England. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Let's go to Lindsey Graham's. The testosterone shots have been working for Lindsey Graham. They've been absolutely fantastic. And he now has a picture with him and American soldiers. God bless them. But it's interesting how Lindsey Graham is finally like, you know, no more. He's not kowtowing anymore. Let's type in Lindsey Graham. I don't give a poop what anyone thinks. So this is Chuck Ross, great reporter from the Daily Caller. The hearing is now over, and remarkably, neither of these questions were asked. I'm guessing House Judiciary and Oversight won't let these slide tomorrow. GOP senators have not asked Wray and Horowitz about FBI Attorney 2, or about why DOJ did not hand over Strzok's "We'll Stop Trump" text message. So that's very important. That's true. And they didn't ask why that text message was withheld from Congress. Very likely because it's just unbelievable. Well, it's just unbelievable. So basically what took place here is that not much aside from frustration. So the good thing is that you have a lot of pissed off, angry Republicans now. All of this is for Sessions to get. So what was achieved by today? Well, we found out that Lisa Page was texting McCabe and speaking to McCabe directly, which circumvented the wonderful bureaucracy that they all love. And then we found out that Democrats were obsessed with focusing on why Comey informed the public about Hillary Clinton transferring classified intelligence onto Weiner's porno laptop. So this is basically what a Sessions call to Trump will be like right now. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Good. I'm doing real good. Yes. Did you see Horowitz? Did you see Horowitz and Christopher Wray? Okay. Well, we didn't learn anything. We basically did nothing. We learned nothing. It was like watching paint dry. But we got a lot of angry Republicans. Yes. Oh, they're angry. Oh, yes. They're red in the face. They're so angry. Well, that's what I need, sir. I can't give one more document past 3,000. Not even a half a document. I know you want 1.2 million, but I'm the Attorney General now. I can't do anything. Well, Christopher Wray's not going to. Not until we are told to by the Republicans. Yes. Well, I know that Lindsey Graham's testosterone shots have been working. By the way, I might take some of myself. Yes. Get me spunky for the wifey. No, I don't take Viagra. I was thinking more of a D-ball or one of those steroids. Shoot him in my derriere. Maybe. Conseco. What? No. Well, you know what? Maybe I should ask Lindsey how he got the testosterone shots. Yes. Well, it's just unbelievable. Senator Leahy was reading some poetry from Anthony Weiner's laptop. And it went like something like, I touch myself, I want you to know it. When I feel down, I want you above me. Or touching, oh no. I don't want anyone else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Okay. Ooh, yes. Well, and she put classified intelligence through Huma. Huma was backing up her phone for convenience, and then they were printing out emails for convenience, and they put classified intelligence on the laptop. Yeah, Senator Leahy was all into it. He thought he was slick. It just made more of a fuss over the laptop issue. Yeah, well, we know. Now, Giuliani, no, not Jewish people. I said Giuliani. He's Italian. Well, I know he's not Jewish like H.A. Goodman. It's the name, Giuliani. When I say jiu-jitsu, it's a Brazilian thing. Okay. No. Well, okay, then. Yes. You just get them angry. Get them more angry, and we'll go ahead and indict somebody. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Bye. So that's basically the issue. I mean, number one, if you want to know what happened today, number one, this was, and we have 952 people. Let's get this to like 1,200. We have 952 people watching. Let's go ahead. Please go ahead and text this out or tweet this out or share on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. Gab, steam it. Let people know about this. So the interesting thing now is that you have all of these people now who are asking questions. Let's go on Jim Jordan's. And it's important if you want to find out when McCabe's going to get indicted, go to people like Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz. It's important to see what they're talking about. So Gaetz. So a lot of it, so it just ended right now, so they're probably not going to have. It just ended right now. So, okay, Sperry. Let's go back to Sperry. I mean, the main thing is that this is going to serve as a platform to provide more political will. Thank you. Wait, why can't I see that? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Larry. Please do sessions ripped on weed. Mr. President, how are you? Oh, I'm doing just great. I'm relaxing. Oh, I'm fantastic. Oh, the wacky tobacco, yes. Oh, I'm not going to make this legal because this is too good. I feel like I'm on a cloud. I feel like the Crimson Tide won the next 5 championships in a row. Oh, I know that. Oh, I know Alabama football is engaged in all this crazy violations of NCAA, but I'm not going to tell anyone. Winning is everything. Ha ha. I'm going to go ahead and eat some Cheetos right now and relax. This is too good. We're not going to get any work done. No, it's not. Of course not. Schedule 1. Huh. Should be near the Cheeto section. Have weed right there. Yes, sir. Well, I'm not going to. This is too good for the American people. All right. Thank you, sir. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Oh, this is a really nice buzz. Thank you. Bye. So, thank you, Larry. That was sessions on weed. That was the weed sessions. Come to think about it, we're going to put Cheetos on Schedule 1 drugs. Yes. Well, this way they can't ask for it legal. I circumvented everything. See, when I'm smoking weed, I get smarter. Yeah. Well, because what are they going to do? I put Cheetos and Doritos on the Schedule 1. And then, yeah, no problem. Thank you, Lyle. Thank you very much. Larry, thank you. So it's done. It's over. The IG report, Horowitz, is done. Let's talk about what people are saying. IG Horowitz. Okay, so what are people saying right now? There, people don't know what to say. There's really not much that they even clarified, other than all the behavior that was obviously FBI claimed no bias, but IG report shows a coordinated effort to dismantle Trump. So, I mean, who are they kidding? Actually, like I said, it's News Radio 105.5. FBI claim. Okay, so two-tier justice system. Yeah, I mean, all of this is to Fox News. Let's go to Fox. Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? That's hilarious. John Kennedy's the man. He's the man. Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Senator John Kennedy's the man. That's fantastic. Thank you, Colette. Thank you. I think Colette is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful name. Colette is a very beautiful name. It's one of my favorite names. Okay, so thank you, Colette, very much. And so the hilarious thing is that they asked, we got to see this.
General, couple of brief questions first. Can we agree that the FBI is the premier law enforcement agency in the history of ever?
I will say one of them, since I oversee multiple law enforcement.
Can we agree that the FBI has about...
In the history of ever? I love this guy. I love Mr. Kennedy. He is, John Kennedy, God bless him. He's the guy who was like, Director Comey, you did sit on the Weiner laptop for 1 month. And then he's like, he's awesome. He's like, in the history of ever and ever, yada, 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 blah, 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 yada, yada, blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. Best, 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 best. You're all great. You're all wonderful. Can I stroke you? Can I stroke you more? Why don't you go ahead and you don't even have to touch yourself. We'll all go ahead and, you know what I mean. But he's all John Kennedy. I'm all for John Kennedy.
Can we agree that the FBI is the premier law enforcement agency in the history of ever?
I will say one of them, since I oversee multiple law enforcement.
Can we agree the FBI has about 37,000 employees?
Yes.
Can we agree that there were and perhaps still are a small minority of bad apples at the FBI?
I think in any large organization, you're going to find problems.
Can we?
So I love Horowitz is like, I'm not going to use the word bad apples. You're not going to get me to use the word bad apples. I'm not going to use any fruit, vegetable references. So it's not going to happen. In any organization, there are problems. Yes. There are problems. Bad apples? I don't know. I'm not going to call anyone an apple, an orange, a banana. I'm not going to call anyone a cucumber. Okay? That song, I Touch Myself, I'm not going to go ahead and go into that realm. No. No. A bad apple? I'm not sure. Are there bad people? Hey, Random Rants of Ryan, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Random Rants of Ryan. Random Rants of Ryan. He's awesome. Definitely sub to Random Rants of Ryan. He's a very good guy. But Horowitz is like, I'm not going to have you make me call them an apple. So try again, buddy.
Agree that Director Wray has the will, ability, and authority to find those bad apples and terminate their employment with extreme prejudice?
Yes, and we work closely with Director Wray and have a very good relationship.
And refer them for prosecution if necessary.
To the IG for investigation.
Can we agree that Mr. Comey, while he was FBI director, was intentionally subordinate?
Yes.
Can we agree that insubordinate?
So, Horowitz, this is like the best line of the whole thing. Oh my God. Now we're cooking. 948 people. We're an hour into this bad boy. Now we're cooking. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Nation, particularly intentional insubordination, it can be a symptom of managerial bias.
It could be.
Basically, when you say, I want Trump to be boiled alive in a inside a meteor while Hillary Clinton is dancing on top of the meteor with Bill Clinton, and while Debbie Wasserman is presiding over the coronation of her becoming queen of the world. Would you say that is biased? Potentially, possibly.
Did you find that Mr. Comey was unbiased or biased and did not act on his bias?
We found no evidence he was politically biased. That was what we were looking at.
We found no evidence he was politically biased. Yes, he wanted Trump to be sent to another planet in another galaxy and potentially another plane of existence, never to be seen again by human beings or anyone in this galaxy. We also found out that Strzok had a shrine that he would then try to beat up, and it was a likeness of Trump, and it was different martial arts punching bags, and it would have his face, and Strzok and Page and McCabe. They would all utilize different Taekwondo moves to vent out their anger at Trump. That was not political. That was not political. That was other types of bias, but that was not political bias. But they were biased, but not political. Everything's fine.
We had an ask to look at in the requests we got.
Can we agree that bias is a state?
The only thing I heard is an ask to look at, but that's because it's
biased. That was what we were looking at and asked to look at in the requests we got.
We were asked to look at political bias. We were asked to look at political bias. Political bias. Not bias, political bias. Not bias. If I say I hate you with a passion, it's not political bias. That happens to be personal bias. If then you acted on, I hate you with a passion and I hope you die and I hope you never existed, I wish you would never existed, that could be political bias if you actually acted upon it.
Can we agree that bias is a state of mind?
Yes.
Can we agree that the only person who truly knows...
By the way, I love this John Kennedy. I love him.
That person's state of mind is that person unless he's insane?
Yes, or memorializes it or tells somebody about it in some way.
Did you find any indication that Mr. Comey was or is insane?
No, we did not.
Okay. Are you referring Mr. Comey for prosecution?
There is no referral here as to him.
Could a U.S. attorney who might have jurisdiction decide to prosecute?
The department as a whole can look at this report and take whatever action it deems appropriate.
Nice. 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 He's like, if you want to prosecute Comey, go ahead and use everything I wrote. I don't care. What do I care? He went ahead also and said that he's going, that the Andrew McCabe is referred for prosecution. So he has been referred for prosecution, Andrew McCabe. He has been referred for prosecution. By the way, hit subscribe to this channel right now if you're not subscribed, and let people know about this channel. We're at, what, over 116,000. Finally, we're on our way to 120.
Okay, if an FBI agent lies to the FBI, that's insubordination too, isn't it?
It's a clear violation of rules, and I think you could characterize it as insubordinate for failing to follow the rules.
Like Mr. McCabe?
I'm going to refrain from speaking about that and let our report speak for itself.
Okay.
I'm going to refrain from saying that McCabe lied and we referred a criminal prosecution for McCabe. I'm going to refrain from saying that because it's in the report. And if I were to actually repeat what's in the report, I would then have to talk about everybody else who lied. So I'm not going to do that right now. So it's just in the report. I don't have the guts to go ahead and explain that, yeah, McCabe lied and he's a liar. But let's continue.
Also, Mr. McCabe, who was insubordinate, gets referred for prosecution, but Mr. Comey, who was insubordinate, doesn't get referred, but he gets to keep his pension and his book deals. Is that about the deal?
Well, I'll just add, well, before we finish this report, Mr. Comey had been terminated and so was no longer at the FBI.
Right, but he could still be prosecuted.
In theory, yes.
Okay. I want to read you some of the emails and text messages that came out of your report. These were all emails, instant messages, and text messages by senior members of the FBI. They were involved in the Clinton email investigation, the Russian investigation, the Mueller investigation, and in some cases, all three. 8/16/2015. Peter Strzok, quote, Bernie Sanders is an idiot like Trump. 2/12/2016, Lisa Page. I'm no prude, but I'm really appalled by this.
So the interesting thing is, defenders of the like Democratic Party defenders, they'll say, well, he hated Bernie too. Yeah, but the Democrats hated Bernie. You think Clinton liked Bernie or Democrats like Bernie? They hated Bernie. And then Bernie went and kissed the ring, which is one reason why, I'm upset. But they hated Bernie. So they're like, oh, well, it's not biased. They hate left and right. No. They are, Page and Strzok were strictly Democratic Party operatives. They didn't work at this point right now. They weren't FBI agents. They were Democratic Party operatives. But let's continue. This guy, John Kennedy's awesome.
Don't go looking in case you haven't heard. Trump called him the P word. The man has no dignity or class. He simply cannot be president. 2/12/16, Peter Strzok. Oh, Trump's abysmal. I keep hoping the charade will end and people will just dump him. The problem then is Rubio will likely lose the cruise. 3/3/16, Lisa Page. God, Trump is a loathsome human.
White House.
3/3/16, Peter Strzok. Oh my God, Trump is an idiot. 3/3/16, Lisa Page. Also, did you hear Trump made a comment about the size of his, I'm not going to use the word, rhymes with wang doodle. The size of his D earlier.
Rhymes with wang doodle. It rhymes with wang doodle. Doodly doodly wang. You do the math.
This man cannot be president. Day after the election, 11/9/2016, FBI employee. Quote, all the people who were initially voting for her.
My new fantasy football name is Wang Doodle. The Wang Doodle Posse.
Would not and were not swayed by any decision the FBI put out. Trump supporters are all poor to middle class, uneducated, lazy pieces of S that think he will magically grant them jobs for doing nothing. They probably didn't watch the debates, aren't fully educated on his policies. And
the debates. Let's talk about the debates where with Hillary Clinton shimmy. The New York Times published an article where the guy didn't listen to the audio. And he still thought that Clinton won the debate. So Strzok obviously doesn't read the New York Times. I did a whole piece on this in 2016. The guy, and no offense to the author, great, brilliant journalist, but it was just interesting because in the New York Times during the debate, so Strzok is like full of it. Strzok didn't read the New York Times, and the article was like, she with a shimmy, she shimmied, and it was so passionate and wonderful. Trump was blown by the sheer power and immense beauty and grandeur of her shimmy. And Trump patted her on the back. Was it a forceful pat? We don't know. It was like the beginning of a porn movie. Like the, 90s porn movie. Not that I would know. I'm just saying. They obsessed over Clinton. And what was her policy objectives were what? At least the thing was, this was a populist year in American politics. Had the Democratic Party united around Bernie, he would have won. And people say, oh, H.A., you're crazy. No, he would have won because a united Democratic Party doesn't lose Wisconsin, who hasn't voted for Republicans since 1984, or Michigan and Pennsylvania, who haven't voted for Republicans since 1988. People like Strzok and all the pollsters and all the pundits and all the Democratic National Committee, they're all the same groupthink. They don't understand. What did Hillary promise? She actually didn't speak to voters regarding anything. She actually didn't really even promise anything. So Trump promising something, you could say, well, that's wrong or that's good, but at least he's talking and communicating to voters. Clinton called people deplorable and then complained why she lost. You can't go ahead and call people deplorable and then complain why you lost. And I am upset about the $200 million but anyway.
Stupidly wrapped up in his unmerited enthusiasm. 11/8/2016. You think by FBI Agent 1, you think HRC is going to win, right? You think we should get some nails and boards in case she doesn't? Same day, FBI Agent 5. She better win. Otherwise, I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns. Day after the election, 11/9/2000.
She better win, or I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns. What was that Strzok said? Second Amendment being the people he's voting for want to take away your Second Amendment rights, but he's going to enjoy his Second Amendment rights? I don't think so.
11/8/2016. You think by FBI Agent 1, you think HRC is going to win, right? You think we should get some nails and boards in case she doesn't? Same day, FBI Agent 5. She better win. Otherwise, I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns.
FBI Agent 5. Sorry, not Peter Strzok. FBI Agent 5. She better win, or else I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns. Interesting. She better win, or else I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns. Walking around with both of my guns. I'm wondering if Chelsea Handler or Alyssa Milano or any of these people have anything to say about the FBI Agent 5. Second Amendment only for FBI agents? Interesting. Interesting. Could you imagine if there was a pro-Trump FBI agent who said, I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns if Clinton won? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? And I'm going to CC gun owners and NRA. The gun owners, I'm a member of both the NRA and Gun Owners of America. Gun Owners of America retweeted an article that spoke about my article in the Daily Caller, and the NRA retweeted that article. And my article in the Daily Caller was titled, Why I Joined the NRA After Once Writing Gun Control Articles. Interesting. I love this. This is so great. FBI Agent 5. She better win. She better win, or else I'm going to be walking around with both of my guns. Well, that's really nice. That's really nice. So law-abiding people like you and like me, we have to apply. If it's in LA, you apply for a concealed carry permit. New York concealed carry, very difficult to get. And they found out that, anyway, we'll go on. Unbelievable.
Day after the election, 11/9/2016, FBI Attorney 2, I am numb. FBI Attorney 2 later, same day, I am so stressed about what I could have done differently. Last one. Day after the election, FBI Attorney 2, I just can't imagine the systematic disassembly of the progress we have made over the last 8 years. The Affordable Care Act is gone. Who knows if the rhetoric about deporting people, walls, and crap is true. Honestly feel like there's going to be a lot more gun issues too.
Obama deported more people than any president ever. Ever. And according to he was called the deporter in chief. People like these FBI agents are the most clueless DC establishment hacks. They don't run on a value system just like the Democratic Party. And if you're Lee Zeldin or Matt Gaetz or Jim Jordan or Devin Nunes or anyone in the congressional Republican, or if you're any congressional Republican, or John Kennedy is the man. I love this guy. I believe he's from Texas. I love this guy. You cannot go ahead and get on this grandstand, this moral high horse, if what you're standing upon is a President Obama and 2.5 million people he deported. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
General, do you believe in the Tooth Fairy?
Nope.
Do you believe in
Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy, the Loch Ness Monster, the Wolfman, and gluten-free Pez?
The Easter Bunny?
Yes.
Nope.
Do you believe that Jimmy Hoffa died of natural causes?
No.
Do you believe that Jimmy Hoffa died of natural causes because he's in Giant Stadium right now? Walter Howard, thank you. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, everyone in the Super Chat. Thank you. Love John Kennedy.
Not based on what I've read.
Do you honestly believe that the American people are going to look at this report and look at those emails and not believe that there was bias and people acting on bias and that the fix was in at the FBI?
I completely understand the concern, Senator, and that's why we've laid all this out here, and that's why we found that it impacts the credibility of the handling of the investigation. And
I completely understand why everyone would look at something at face value where Strzok says he hates and 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 hates Trump. But I'm Michael Horowitz, and I'm a bureaucrat, and I can understand 100% why 5 FBI agents or Strzok and Page and McCabe and Comey all hate, can't stand, wish never existed Trump. I can get that. And that's why I was generous enough to say that it impacted the credibility. And although they were biased, I did not find political bias, which is a subsection which is compartmentalized and within a division of the semantics of political bias. Bias doesn't mean political bias when you look at it from a bureaucratic lens aimed at not rocking the boat. So hate means no bias. Get it?
What we say here is not, as Senator Crapo mentioned, which is that there was no bias, but rather what we were asked to look at was whether the specific decisions we reviewed were affected by bias. And those particular decisions here that we're talking about were decisions made mostly by the prosecutors, not by any of the individuals you just indicated there, and where there was that concern, which was in October.
And the prosecutors were influenced by these FBI agents. Horowitz just admitted there that the whole thing was rigged. He couldn't get out of it. John Kennedy got him. John Kennedy said, oh, by the way, do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Because nobody on the planet is going to believe that this wasn't biased. And he then says, well, it's biased, but it's not politically biased. Bias is a subset of political bias. So, yes, there were people who hated Trump. But if you look, and it's just a bunch of nonsense and baloney, but he's basically saying it wasn't political bias because, well, it was the prosecutors. Oh, the prosecutors. But the prosecutors are given evidence. And the prosecutors, the FBI attorneys were all stooping and texting and hating on Trump. I mean, they weren't stooping each other. They were hating on Trump. So these FBI, if he's referencing FBI attorneys, he's not doing himself any favors.
Where Agent Strzok was in fact a decision maker. It's precisely why we found the concern we found.
Let me stop you. I can't, because if I go now, I can get in one more question.
Go ahead.
Your classified index.
Yes.
does it contain or discuss an email that refers to a conversation allegedly between Attorney General Lynch and a person by the name of Amanda Renteria?
I'm not sure what I can say about that publicly, given the matter's classified.
I'm not sure I can say anything that isn't golf, Brexit, or grandchildren, but I can talk about Wang doodling. I could talk about large Wang doodles, medium-sized Wang doodles, smaller Wang doodles. I can talk about all different types of the Wang doodles found on Anthony Weiner's laptop. I can talk about Anthony Weiner, enjoying his own Wang doodly doodle. But I cannot talk about, now it's like the Meatloaf song. No, I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I won't talk about the golf, Brexit, and grandchildren issue, because if I do, well, then there you go. Well, then there you go. So he's just declining because classified. Everything's classified. There's so much classified information that you can't even find jurors, but then they hide behind it. They're like, no bias, no problem, but a lot of classified. There's so much classified information we can't even talk about it.
So I would ask you if I can get back to you on that. I'm hesitant to say.
I'll get back to you on that. Here's the time. It's called Never in Your Life. That's called, mark your calendar for never, ever in your life will I ever get back to you ever. Mark, that's one part of your calendar. It's actually not on the calendar. It's a little bit below. I'll get back to you never, ever, ever. And you can take a hike. And if this is, I want to keep, profanity alerts I don't do on live streams, but profanity alert. Okay, so.
Say anything in the public forum about that.
Would you allow our chairman and our ranking member to see the classified index?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, what we are trying to do, Senator, is what ended up happening is because of the nature of the information in there, it was classified at such a high level by the intelligence community. We don't make that decision by the intelligence community, that it limited even the members who can see it, as well as the staffs. And what we're doing right now is
the Clinton email investigation contained information with such a high level that that was the issue here. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh my God.
And I asked the Deputy Attorney General's office to help facilitate this, is to go back to the intelligence community and let us know how we can address whatever caused this to be classified at that high level, so that we can make sure that we can write it at a level and get it to the members, including the answer to the question you raised promptly. And they told us they are doing that. We very much want the committee to see this information.
Yours was a very professional report. Don't agree with all the conclusions, but I want to thank you for that.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Whitehouse.
So let's just hear that really quickly.
I can get back to you on that. I'm hesitant to say anything in the public forum about that.
Would you allow our chairman and our ranking member to see the classified index?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, what we are trying to do, Senator, is what ended up happening is because of the nature of the information in there, it was classified at such a high level by the intelligence community. We don't make that decision by the intelligence community, that it limited even the members who can see it, as well as the staffs. And what we're doing right now is, and I asked the Deputy Attorney General's office to help facilitate this, is to go back to the intelligence community and let us know how we can address whatever caused this to be classified at that high level.
So the guy's like, I just want, you guys go ahead, let us know exactly what we can do. We're going to talk to the intelligence community about the fact that there's such a high level of classified information that we couldn't really do anything about any of this. So what we're going to do is go back to the intelligence community and ask, well, I mean, were there names of CIA agents? What's going on here? What's going on here? It's just unbelievable. It is just absolutely unbelievable. All right. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. I think we're going to go ahead and do this again very soon. And here is the Fox News article. But this is just unbelievable. There's just like the IG report, there's a wealth of information here that, it's more than they're just going to say, oh, it's about a Wang Doodle. But it's more than just about the Wang Doodle. It's about all the classified intelligence information at the highest level regarding all of this. And then, they decide not to indict Clinton and it wasn't biased. Share this segment everywhere. Thank you to everyone in the super chat. Thank you. We will do HA After Dark tonight. I'm going to try to make it a nightly event. So for all the people who are night owls like me, let's get this Wang Doodle going. But HA After Dark, that'll be later tonight. And thank you so much. 1,117. I believe it was almost 1,200. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you so much for your support. We'll do another live stream very soon. Thank you very much. The IG report, the testimony has been out. It's out. And we found out a lot. It was pretty groundbreaking. And thank you. Hit subscribe right now.